Hi everybody, welcome back. It's Amy. Today we're going to discuss the last 7 of the 17 tactics that obstruct treatment and get in the way of positive changes in your life. I'm trying to help you effect some change. We all have thinking errors and we all use certain tactics in our life and they get in the way of the changes that we want to make. So let's look at these last 7. All right. The first one is confession. Sounds like a good thing, right? But this is different. If you use this tactic, you are only giving the appearance of being responsible. You might admit some of the things you've done, but then you get appalled that you might have to face consequences for those things. You feel that somehow you should be rewarded for your honesty. And the truth is you haven't been honest anyway. You've only told a small part of the truth to begin with. You're willing to admit to small things, but you're not willing to admit to the whole story. All right. The next one is misunderstanding. Now, this tactic is in 2 parts. First, it's the thought that because somebody understands you, that they also agree with you. Those are really 2 very separate things. The second part of this tactic is that when you're confronted with acting irresponsibly, you claim that you must have misunderstood. And then this includes things like you're supposed to meet someone at a certain day, at a certain time, the plans were clearly set, and then you're a no-show, and you claim it must have been some misunderstanding. It's just an excuse. All right? Number 16. Okay, this one is generalizing to the point of absurdity. It sounds a little confusing, but this tactic is when you distort things and over-exaggerate them, but then use them as an excuse to not do what you know you should. It's, again, like all of these, it's a tactic used to avoid change. You might use words like always or never. Let's say you're on the job and they have a new rule or a new requirement of you. All right, and it's something that you don't really feel like doing. Now, nothing else has changed about your job, just this new one little thing. So you might blow up and say how absurd it is and how ridiculous it is, and this is the reason you're always going to be on the bottom and you're never going to get further in this company, blah, blah, blah. It's just an excuse to not do better. All right? All right, number 17. Deliberate postponement. This is literally putting off things indefinitely, which is ultimately a refusal to do them. You say things like, I'm not ready yet, or I can't do it overnight, or I can only do one thing at a time. These are all just delay tactics. We talked about the thinking error of deferment, where you always say that you'll get to things later, you'll get to it tomorrow. This is kind of the tactic that goes with that thinking error. This tactic is just trying to buy you some time, but it absolutely ensures that change will never come or that you will never do the responsible things that you know you're supposed to do. All right, number 18, claiming that you have changed enough to leave the program. All right, if you're working in treatment or you're using these videos or a combination of both, and you watched one video, or you went to one session with your therapist, or you went one group session, and you think to yourself, okay, well, that's good enough, I'll just fix that. Then you're using this tactic. You find hard work boring, you want excitement, I get it, but you have to make a sustained effort. One time isn't going to fix you, all right? The last one that we're going to talk about today is putting others on the offensive. This is the attack tactic. If you use this tactic, you like to put yourself in a role where you think you can get others to change their way of thinking to your way of thinking. And if it doesn't work, you get very offensive, you use sarcasm and insults, or you get overly critical and abusive. This is all anger. This is anger that you use to try and get control. And you know that eventually people know you're going to get angry every time they disagree with you. So you think that they won't oppose you, or maybe they'll avoid you altogether. See how that works? In the end, it doesn't work at all. And you're stuck. You're stuck with your anger, and you're stuck without change in your life. All right, so go back. Look at all 17 of these tactics, which are getting in the way of your treatment or making changes in your life. Which are the ones that you think you use the most? What is your plan to change them? You can't enjoy feeling stuck. Look, people continue the same behavior until it stops working for them. This sexually abusive behavior is not working for you. You wouldn't be watching this if it was. Change takes time, but it is so worth it. I'm going to put an assignment on Facebook so that you can review all 17 of these tactics. Next time we are going to discuss deviancy and deviant fantasies. All right? After that, we're going to discuss methods to control these deviant fantasies. I can't stress it enough, but this is absolutely vital for sex offenders. All right? Please subscribe to my channel. Get in touch with me through Facebook, through Twitter, through Instagram. We now have a Facebook group. Join. Right now, I'm the only member. All right? And until next time, be well.